Facebook. It's 5 p.m. in the UK. It's 12 p.m. on the East Coast, and it's very early in the morning in Australia. And if you're still awake at 1 a.m. waiting for Jeff's show, grab another cup of coffee because Jeff is on after the show here. So first order of the day is welcome to the show as everybody calls in, and hello to RJ. Now I know tomorrow is a very special day. It's 4th of July tomorrow, and on every sort of Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, it's myself and RJ. We'll be having a 4th of July celebration, RJ. That's a good question. Okay, I'll come back to me. I'll take that off screen. Right, okay. Now, I'm going to make advance announcement of this so that you're all prepared, because I wouldn't want you to miss out. After I finish this show, you can go and catch Mr. Jeff Adams, who's on at 1 p.m. Eastern. I've just posted a link so after this show, you can hop over there and you can say hello to Jeff and Theoni, because it's going to be 2 in the morning for Theoni when she's on the show. So if you can hop over there and cheer her on, I'll certainly be there. Theoni is one of the 3 people who won a year's BLIFbot standard version, and they're celebrating. And Tish is, you see, I put this agenda together in a rush, Tish, so my apologies for that. I did put Jeff Adams, I think so. Unless you're talking about my pronunciation, which is understandable. Okay, I put this, it's right in, well, it's right in the link. Anyway, the link is correct. Now, if you want to join me on camera, then the bot is running today, and just type guest and let's have a chat show, talk show, and you can join me and ask any questions you like. As I said, yeah, I've got that, Tish. Ask any questions that you like about anything really related to live broadcasting. Okay, so hello to Bob, and it is called a lower third, Tish. You're right. You're quite right there. It's a lower third that I'm displaying at the moment. All right, and Tish is saying hello to Bob, and Bob's saying hello to Tish. So all is well with the world. All right, just a reminder, type guest to join me on camera. And say hello to Erin. Oh, put it up on screen again. If you want to join me on camera, please do. Just type guest. The bot is running today, and it looks like we have a show tomorrow as well, which is all good. And Tish is saying hello to Bob. Bob's saying hello to Erin. Erin's saying hello to Tish, and there's a right conversation going on. I just want to talk for a moment about this, not necessarily to show my photograph, but if you caught the show last Friday, the Social Media Day show with Jeff Adams, I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Ross Brand. The show was a brilliant show, and quite a lot of people involved, over 20 people involved, including Maury Smith, and we're all expecting the show to be hosted by Mr. Jeff Adams. And unfortunately, he had problems and could not go live. So Ross Brand stepped in at the last minute, and he ran a 90-minute show without any undue hassle, and he kept a tight ship, and it was absolutely brilliant. So shout out to Mr. Ross Brand, who did what a good host should do. He carried the show, and he gave everybody a chance to actually talk. And Tish is saying things did happen, but Ross was awesome. He just sailed through it, and Jeff was in the background actually producing the show. And joined by Mr. John Upton. Hello, John. Nice to see you. And I'm going to put it up again. If you want to join me on camera, just type guest. Now, something that I got back into today is that I've got to podcast on Anchor. And the last time I did a podcast apparently was back on May 23rd. And oh, right, okay. And RJ, can't say enough goodness about Ross Brand. Totally agree. And enough goodness, well, that actually applies to Anchor as well. The Anchor podcast system is totally free to use. I enjoy using it from my desktop, and I released a short podcast today. My podcasts are only 5 minutes, talking about Queen, as in a concert I went to on Saturday night, which had one of the guitarists was Angelica's son, Martin, and it had a 40-piece orchestra, and it had a cast who sang all the greatest hits of Queen and some songs we've not heard for a long time. Does anybody remember Seven Seas of Rye? If you remember Seven Seas of Rye, it means you're of a certain age, but memory serves that Seven Seas of Rye was the first oh, right, okay, Molly's on the road. This minute, Seven Seas of Rye was the first ever Queen single, and they went on to great things after that. But we are joined. No, you were okay, Peter. You're okay. You've gone. Peter's just gone sideways. You were right. Well, you be the judge. Hello, Peter.
Hello.
And where are you today?
I'd do a first probably. Meet you on my bicycle.
Where are you? Where are you?
Unfortunately, I can't see you. Can't hear you.
Well, this is good. This is going to be, this is going to be a problem then, because wait a minute, Peter Stewart 1 has disappeared, and we're coming in now with Peter Stewart 2. So, a round of applause, please. For Peter Stewart 2.
Hello.
I got an echo.
Yeah,
Peter. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Right. The floor is yours.
Okay, just like to say to everybody that this is probably the first time someone's broadcast from a bicycle, and I'd just like to let you know that at 3:30 this Thursday will be the first episode of the Mousy Men. Now, so I hope you've all heard that. I'm not going to keep you up. I'm going back to my cycling, and I'll see you all in the future. Thanks.
Brilliant. Okay. Thank you, Peter. Right, and my apologies for the echo there. I know, but let's just wind back a little bit. And Erin saying she's a huge Queen fan. It was a brilliant concert. And well, the ending was actually superb, because they did Bohemian Rhapsody. And when you got what effectively was a 20-piece choir, 40-piece orchestra, and 4 guitarists all going full pelt, it was absolutely brilliant. Right, I'm going to risk bringing Peter back in again. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Okay. I think Peter's I think Peter's frozen. Okay, on with the show then. If you want to join me on camera and you're on a desktop machine, then please type guest in the comments and you can come and join me. And Peter was straight, and he probably was the first broadcast from a bike. Peter has been cycling quite a lot recently, and of course Peter is on the show every Thursday at 10 a.m. with myself and John and the other Stephen. So where do we go from here? Well, there's one thing I'd like to go, and I'd just like to say a big thank you to everybody who's making comments. I'm going to get on my soapbox for a moment. If you are making comments, you are the most amazing people, and thank you for doing that. The true fact is that when people comment, that actually means that the reach of the show increases. Facebook see that people are commenting and increase the reach of the show. And if you don't comment, then I have no idea who is watching the show. And I did say the other day, it would be a good idea if Facebook told us who'd watched the show, because they know, but that would be a marketer's dream. And I can't see Facebook doing that without money being involved. So thank you to everybody. And I've got lost on the comments. Hello to Lynn. And private messages going on. Good. Right. Barb, I'll post a link. Barb and Erin, in actual fact, I'll post a link to the concert video, because they did a video of Bohemian Rhapsody, and it is quite incredible. I'll post a link to that afterwards, because Queen's music is timeless, really. And say hello to Gina, and hello to Mr. Jeff Adams. Mr. Jeff Adams must have heard me speaking about him. As I say, Jeff is on Belive.tv at the end of this show, which is in about 50 minutes time. And Gina's saying hello to everybody. And Lynn's saying, the more I watch, the more I learn. Indeed. Well, we're all learning all the time. I mean, I did a video today with using, what was I using? I was using Lumen 5. Does anybody use Lumen 5 to create videos? Just a yes or no will do. Or do you want to know what it is? Lumen 5 combines graphics, pictures, images with the soundtrack, so that you could, right? And Bob's saying she uses it. Brilliant. Thank you, Bob. And I'll go on with my description of it as I say hello to, in a moment. And I've not got to rush this. Say hello to my good friend, Erin. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Brilliant. Well, it's good to see you. You've got a show at 6 as well, haven't you, today?
I do, yeah.
Right. Well, everybody, we've got a choice at 6 o'clock. In fact, if you can have 2 tabs open, have Jeff on one tab and Erin on the other, and then close Jeff's tab and just listen to Erin.
I saw he was going at the same time as me. I'm like, ah.
The thing is with Jeff, he goes at the time that he's most comfortable. What he's trying to do is find the ideal time when everybody's online. And for that reason, he keeps experimenting. So he's been on the same time as RJ and I have been on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And now RJ is looking up Lumen 5. And Gina's saying hello. RJ is saying hello.
Hi, friends.
Tish is saying hello too. Hello to everybody. I mean, that's the brilliant thing. Yes, sorry, I'll put that back up.
Oh.
Tish's confirmation.
Just flat today. It's just flat today because it's so humid where we're at.
Oh, tell me about it. Tell me about it. We're in the middle of a heat wave here as well.
Holy cow! It's like next to miserable here. I'm in Michigan, so we're surrounded by water, you know, and the humidity just hangs in the air. And usually we don't get anywhere above 90 degrees in Michigan. And all last weekend through today, like we have power outages because everybody running their air conditioners and generators and fans and whatever is just totally blowing energy out, like power outages everywhere. It's pretty crazy from the heat.
Right. You see, this is where the difference between the UK and the US, we think it's too hot today and it's around about 70 degrees. Mm. Yeah, we would not survive at all in 90-degree temperatures.
Yeah, Tish is like, yeah, it's hell hot in Chicago. I know. It's like, seriously, like people are like, you know, a lot, especially like older people are super, super sick from the humidity. I mean, it's terrible. Yeah, you got to keep hydrated and make sure that you're not exerting yourself, and doing normal activity takes so much energy, like even going for a bike ride or walking to a mailbox.
Yeah. We went for a walk on Sunday in a very special place at Stonehenge. And when we got back, we couldn't move. We're just drained. I mean, something you normally take in your stride, it just knocks all the energy out of you, and you think, what happened there? Yeah. It just like drains you.
Your whole you know, it's funny because my kids were taking naps in the middle of the afternoon over the weekend. I'm like, what are you guys doing? You should be in the lake.
Totally.
Yeah.
And Gina is saying it's much colder here than normal. Lots of rain. Usually 100 degrees at this time of year in eastern
Washington.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're on the Pacific Northwest, aren't you, Gina? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's usually smoking hot there right now, and
yeah,
just got a little reprieve.
Well, it's all tied in with global warming in some way or another.
Right.
Right. Okay. Now I've done a new trailer. I've done a new trailer, and it's for the Live Video Hub, and this is the first public mention of it. And well, I'm just grateful for the comments. Thank you. Because Erin is in the trailer, RJ is in the same trailer as well. I'm in there. David Burrows is in there. In fact, a star cast of broadcasters, all on the one live video post. What I'm going to do with that is I'm going to leave it for 24 hours, and I'm going to actually want to promote it. Now, should I use an advert or should I boost it?
Oh, not boosting. Yeah,
Right.
Boosting's wasting your money.
Okay. So what I create an advert.
Yeah, video ad.
Right. I could do with some guidance on that. He said.
Yeah. Kim Bolstra is your girl for that too.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, Kim Bolstra. She'll like massively guide you in the right direction there. RJ's pretty hot with video ads also. Yeah, the new trailer's awesome. I saw it just a little bit ago too. It looks fantastic. But yeah, I would absolutely highly recommend doing a video Facebook ad instead of boosting it.
All right.
Especially because your target market is so much more refined and on purpose. Boosting's just kind of like throwing your money at a fan.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can throw loads of money at Facebook and it'll just eat it, won't it?
Yeah.
So I'll take advice. I was chatting to RJ tomorrow, and Kim I've never spoken to, so I shall.
Yeah, Kim Bolstra. That's her wheelhouse. That's her jam.
Right. Brilliant. I say hello to Michelle, and RJ's put a shout out, and Barb's agreeing that Kim is the one, and Michelle's going to go and see the trailer. And right, I've just posted a link, Lynn. It should show up in the timeline. In case it hasn't, I'm going to post it again.
Yeah, it's up above. It's up above in the feed a little bit there, Lynn.
All right.
Just scroll up in the feed.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Today's show. What's today's show about, Erin? Your show.
My show? My show today? Who's on my show today? My show today is, I know, I'm like,
Don't do that to me.
I know, it's in less than an hour. What are we talking about? We're talking about boundaries on my show today, and setting boundaries as an entrepreneur, and what that means, and how healthy it is to set boundaries and stick with them. My guest is, she's the founder of a company called It's Possible. She is a managing director for eWomen's Network, and she is the mother of, I'm glad you're sitting down, 10 children.
I'm glad I'm sitting down too. 10?
10. 7 are still at home.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a mix of biological and foster/adopted children, and she is absolutely brilliant, and she is so amazing at making sure that your boundaries are your pillars, right, for your business, and making sure that those are kept strong, and what that means, whether that's people in your circle and your boundaries with people, or policies, or whatever that looks like. Hey, if you got office hours and your office hours are 9 to 3, your office hours are 9 to 3. It's not 9 to 3:30.
True. But one of the things that things away, and that's a boundary that's difficult to. Well, it's a difficult boundary, isn't it? How much do you give away, and how much do you charge for? Right.
And you and I know that you can't give unless you receive.
Truly,
right?
Totally.
Like the bank. Yep. It's like the bank, right? Like the bank won't give you more than you have, or more than you're good for. They'll loan you money, but you got to be good for it.
Tell me about it.
Right?
Tell me about it. The banks will loan you money if you don't need it.
Right.
especially in the UK.
You gotta keep giving them to them, right? Like you gotta keep giving them money so that they give you money back when you need it.
Yeah.
So it's that give and take thing. It's kind of like, well, you can't drink from an empty cup, you know, all the things that we've always heard. But like the bank thing for me, like I just had this huge with Joey Garrity yesterday. We got talking about money and why you need to respect your money. And I'm like, well, what do you mean you don't know who's on a $20 bill? You know what I mean? Like in the comments, people from the US, do you know who's on a $20 bill without going and Googling it, right? Like, do you know what president is on the $20 bill?
Well, I can say I don't, but I've got every reason for saying that.
But you don't usually touch US money, right?
No, that's true.
Like most people don't touch currency anymore anyway. The paper form of money, right? Like everything's plastic in their wallet, and it doesn't hurt to hand over plastic.
Oh, it's too easy at times. Yeah, I mean, if you've got $100 and it's in cash, you're more likely to be careful with it than if it's on the card. But that's just human nature, isn't it?
Especially if it's $100 bill versus, 520s.
Oh yeah.
Right.
It's psychological.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it hurts. It actually physically, you have to think about handing that breaking the $100 bill or handing over one of those $20 bills. Has anybody commented yes? Who's on the $20 bill?
RJ knows, Bob knows, and Lynn is saying we've got plastic notes in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And right, and it caused a lot of debt. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, because it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to hand over plastic.
Yeah, which is why I love debit cards, because with the debit card, you can only spend what's on the card. So you less risk averse. Well, you are risk averse in terms of that. Right now, people have been saying the question was, do you know who is on
the $20 bill?
Right. Can we broaden that and say, could you tell us who's on the $10 bill? Right.
Andrew Jackson. I'll tell them they can quit Googling it. It's Andrew Jackson.
President Andrew Jackson.
President Andrew Jackson. Yep.
Yeah. And Gina's saying she's getting ready to go and pick out the kitty toys with my daughter Deb. Have a great day and thank you for the great shows.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Gina.
Gina, we'll catch you later. Have a great day.
Go have fun shopping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, strangely, I enjoy shopping too, which I'm not supposed to. Men are not supposed to enjoy shopping. I've got a friend called Jim Ziegler, and he's been in marketing in car dealerships since forever.
Mm-hmm.
And his lady, who I also know, takes him shopping and goes to the mall, and she finds him a bench. And he sits on the bench for an hour. Yeah.
Well, she picks out shoes and purses and clothes and whatever.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And Rebecca's saying, hello, Rebecca. Rebecca's saying Andrew Jackson, which is correct.
Yep.
And
ding, 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 she wins it.
All right. Okay. Michelle's saying she doesn't enjoy shopping apart from shopping for tech. So
she's like, so you can switch.
And John's saying he's in charge of shopping in their house.
Interesting.
Brilliant. And hello again, Rebecca. Yeah, I mean, it is the shopping. We started off with plastic money. We started off with boundaries, and look how the conversation can go.
I know it's going shopping.
It's just this is what makes live video so interesting, is that the conversation can change. I mean, I've got an agenda here which will probably last me for 3 months.
Yeah,
because I keep bringing it up on screen and never ever use it. I just love the fact that people get involved. And
Kim Holstra is watching. Kim, we were shouting you out just a little bit ago.
Yeah, I was asking the leading question. I've done if you've not heard before, I've done a new trailer for the Live Video Hub, and with a cast of all stars, and I want that trailer to be seen by everybody. So I was asking for advice, and your name was mentioned, Kim. So if we would get in touch later in this week, that would be absolutely brilliant. because I would welcome your input and advice. And as RJ will affirm, if I can find RJ from somewhere, RJ is there, she's saying yes. I do listen. So if you give me advice, I will take it on board and I will run with it. So there you are. And Barb is saying boundaries in life is very important too. So that's the show at 1 p.m. Eastern. And it's on Erin's show is on the live video up and on Erin's page. So after this show, you do have a choice. But go and watch Erin. I'm just going
for the boost.
Dear.
Rebecca's
right. Okay.
saying, what's Rebecca saying? She goes, why do you not see comments for the show on the live video hub? She's just learning.
All right. Okay.
Let's talk about
question.
That. Do you see that? There it is.
Okay. Right. The way that it works is what we're actually using. Erin, RJ, and I are actually using live cross posting, which means that when we go live on our own pages, we can go live on other pages too. Now, as it stands at the moment, Facebook released this about 2 months ago. The post, when I go live on Belive in 5, it goes live on the live video hub and it goes live on 9 different pages all at the same time, which is why at the top of each post, you'll see a link which says to comment live, please visit this link. And that's because at the moment, Facebook are not aggregating the comments, pulling them together.
Right.
So if you are not watching on the Belive in 5 page at the moment, thank you for watching. But if you want to comment live, just click the link up at the top. In actual fact, right, okay. But that's right, isn't it? I mean, that's the only drawback of all this live.
Yeah, that's the only thing that, it's such an amazing opportunity to go live simultaneously on all these other platforms and to make that, John, favoritism. I'll take it. But to form those relationships, right, and to have that strong ethical relationship form between the cross-posting platforms is really, not only is it a huge, it's a benefit, right? Like it's a benefit, and it's such a beautiful relationship to form with these other people. When your content is easily demographically the same, right? Like my information easily switches over 90% of the time to RJ's platform and hers to mine, right? And vice versa. And many other people inside of the hub. I think I cross-post in 11 different places currently. And, I'm always talking to people and to make sure that those relationships are strong and firm and that their people are receiving the information as much as, my people are receiving theirs. And if there's interaction or if there gets to be another conversation or maybe, hey, what is this stuff doing showing up on your page, Erin? Who is this chick, right? Like, and it's training your audience also that, hey, these other people get to be here because we've had this negotiation and this relationship that's formed, and ethically we've gone into this relationship, and it's really a strong way to do business and form relationships, because that's what it's all about, and to continue providing knowledge and value and tips and education and putting experts in front of people, and right, like all of the things that we're all strive to do is to provide value, whatever that looks like. That's what it's about. And it's Rebecca, it's really an amazing, really amazing opportunity to get into some negotiations with some people that have similar demographics as you, to expand your reach and to really watch your stuff explode. It's really kind of fun.
And there is a factor as well that when people come and watch your page and like your page and follow your page and follow your videos, what you're actually doing is you're actually giving variety on that page as well, aren't you?
Mhm.
Because
Yeah,
other people are actually broadcasting there. So people who are first and foremost following you and interested in what you do can find other things which are of interest to them as well. So it's a
mhm.
win-win for everybody. It's broadcasters and viewers winning alike. I just
Yeah,
want to catch up with some of the comments, and
for sure.
I'm going to start with one which John has asked, and you've got to go with a British sense of humour here. Is that a grass milkshake you're drinking?
Me? This? It is a vegan protein powder. So I would say yes, it's got wheatgrass in it. Does that answer your question, John?
I'm sure it does. And Rebecca's saying thank you for the full explanation, which is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, reach out to me, Rebecca, or even Steven. You know, he's got awesome videos too. I did a little training video on the cross-posting thing for my tribe. I'm happy to share that with you if you want. Yeah. And the benefits and the why you want to do it. So yeah, I'm happy to share that. Rebecca, if you want that, just let me know. Reach out to me.
I love this sharing that everybody does in the live video community. Say hello to Min.
Hey, Min.
Nice to see you. If you've any questions of Erin and I, then please ask them, and we'll do our best to answer them. And Rebecca says she will do, and thanks again.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Definitely.
Okay.
Do it.
So yeah.
So.
Right now, I've got to give a little shout out for a show tomorrow, which is on at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's myself and RJ, and RJ is going to be explaining about building the bot for the live video hub and the discoverability engine, everything that's gone into that. It's a fascinating piece of software, and it's very well crafted, if I may say so. And I'm looking forward to. I'm looking. Well, I'm in the enviable position that not only do we get on like a house on fire, that I'm actually learning at the time we do the live. Yeah, I'm learning because RJ is working on the live video hub ManyChat bot, and just to give a shout out to ManyChat, because that's where most of our bots are created. And it's just absolutely brilliant. In terms of marketing, I know Kim's watching, but in terms of marketing, that's the best $10 a month you could ever spend.
Oh my gosh, hands down, down. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the combination of live video cross posting and ManyChat is unbeatable in actually getting an audience of people to watch your shows. And if RJ, if you're blushing, well, you deserve
you blush on, girl. You deserve it. She's
RJ
brilliant. Yeah.
ManyChat is where it's at, and Tish is
yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Shout out to ManyChat.
Yeah.
In fact,
go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you go. No, you go. Go ahead.
Ladies first, go.
I was going to say, you know, I played with a lot of different platforms, and for the chatbots, and ManyChat by far is the most user-friendly, easily adaptable learning chatbot that I came across, and then plug an RJ in to just get you up and running, and for you, and making sure that it's flipping and that you're that you are programming it right. You know, she'll set it up for you, and then just, here you go. Here's your little learning tool. Here's how you do it. And I'm here if you need help. And I think it's brilliant. And, you know, she'll hold your hand as long as you want her to.
There's nothing better than learning by example. I mean, you've got a problem. You do your best to work out a solution, but there's something not quite right. You can go and chat to RJ. She sorts it out, and then after that, you can use that to build on. Because the beautiful thing about bots is that you can copy them.
Yes.
So it cuts down the work. And the other thing is that if we're talking just about Messenger at the moment, because I don't think I've got it in the menu. I think Messenger is a fantastic way to actually keep in contact with people. Well, Facebook Messenger.
Well, and why is that? Because email, in my opinion, I have 4 emails. I don't know why I have them. One is important and the other 3 are not. Right? And like, it's such a pain in my day. Like I despise email. I despise it. And we still all have to have it, right? Like, and it's the last thing I want to do is go to my email. It's the last thing I want to do. But Messenger, it's like, oh, somebody thought about me. Yep. Somebody sent me. It's like mail in the mailbox. It's like old school, right? Like you got delivery.
True.
You got mail. Right? It's like, oh, somebody thought about me and sent me something. And it's so cool that it's like not just a bulk, like somebody stole my email from somewhere, right? And now I'm getting all this junk. And no, like that's an opt-in. That's a, yes, I want it. That's an awesome thing. And you sign up for it and you get it and it's there and yay.
Yeah,
and
true. I mean, that it just occurred to me that there is no spam in Messenger.
There's no what in Messenger?
Spam.
No spam. No spam.
No spam.
And it's a conversation, right? Like it's a two-way conversation where email's just here, let me talk at you.
Truly.
Right? Like, let me just talk at you instead. You've got Messenger. That's a new hashtag for you, RJ. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a conversation. It's a conversation. And it is, I love the informational bots as well. I mean, I've got a side hobby, which I know RJ started, and that's actually signing up for bots just for the heck of it. Just to find out how a bot works. And in the UK, we've got the British Heart Foundation, which is a charity which does research into heart disease. And they have a new bot, and it's called the BHF bot, the British Health Foundation bot. And what they want to do is they obviously want to improve people's health and make sure that you stay healthy. So if you sign up for their bot, you actually get a list of activities that you can take part in. You pick your sport, you go swimming, hiking, rock climbing, and you pick your sport, and then it tells you where the events are in your area, which is absolutely brilliant.
How cool is that? Like, I need something like that around me. That's awesome.
I think that this way you actually know what a bot's going to do, and it gives you the information which is useful to you. I think it's absolutely fantastic because it's not intruding.
Right, which let's go back and talk about the Discoverability bot with the hub, right? And it's almost the same thing, right? As far as you get to choose your show that you want to watch, right? In the Discoverability. Yeah. And it's really kind of neat how you guys have gone. And one, I think it's brilliant, by the way. Massive kudos to you and RJ for actually running a show on the setup and the behind the scenes and what's coming up next, and taking in feedback from those of us that stream with you and what we would like to see and how we would like to see. I think it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And then to the way that it's been set up, that you can go and search. Really? Brilliant. Brilliant.
Kudos to RJ, because it's easily. I mean, you do not need to go anywhere near your keyboard. You can just select using your mouse, and as you said, you can actually go down to the show by category, and then you can visit the show. If that show's got a messenger bot, you can sign up for that, and you can set up reminders. And RJ is saying, visit the link above, which is now below. Right,
hey, RJ,
okay.
RJ, you get to come in here because I got to scram off. My guest can't get on.
Erin, thank you for joining me. It's always a pleasure. Have a great show. So, Erin, 1 p.m. Eastern on the live video hub and on Erin's page. Erin, it's been a blast. Thank you.
It's always fun. It's always fun. Thanks, Stephen. Hey, you guys have a great rest of the show. RJ, you're up. Okay, bye.
All right. Say thank you to Erin and say hello to Chuck. And Chuck, it's great to see you. If you want to come on camera, then as I said earlier, everyone is welcome to join on camera. This is a chat show, and you can just type guest and you can join me on camera, and we can talk about whatever takes your fancy. Right, so there is a thing that we've talked a lot about recently, is repurposing. Now, after your show, what happens when you've done a live video? What do you do with it? Well, first thing you should do is go back and edit it so that the text is in the past tense and the image reflects the show. I'm not going to be critical of anybody because we all do our own thing in live video. Everybody's free to do their own thing. But on a live video, when it's a recording, what you actually then have is Facebook says to you, if you edit the post, here's 63 images we took from during the show, and you pick the best one that you want to go as the image when people actually see the show in their feed. That's a very important piece of real estate. If you have a show, if you're doing a show and you're doing a demonstration, leaving the screen as part of the demonstration means people don't know what it's about. So I would suggest that first you do actually edit the post, then you want to repurpose it. And now you can repurpose using repurpose.io, which is by our friend Animura. And kudos to him because he's got over 1,000 users of repurpose.io now, which is a Canadian piece of software. And so shout out to Annie and to the repurpose.io team, because you can now take your Facebook live video across to YouTube with the text, with the image, with the keywords, and with the title, and you don't need to do anything. Well, you just need to type one tag into the post and it will take it across. It's as simple as that. So repurpose.io I'll be covering in the show next week. But if you want to take a look in the meantime, he said, then you can take a look at repurpose.io, which will take your video to YouTube, to SoundCloud, to Libsyn, and also to several other destinations as well. And it's very, very easy to use. Right, okay, which brings me to, I talked about tomorrow's show. I just want a quick mention of Thursday's show. For those of you who tried to watch last Thursday's show and couldn't find it, there's a good reason for that. Somebody was experimenting and managed to mess up their video feed. That somebody was me. So on Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern, I promised Linda that I would just reboot my machine, go straight to the Belive.tv broadcast in Chrome, and I won't do anything else. Everything will work and we'll have a good show. So that's 12 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. So I'm looking forward to that. We all make mistakes. This is the beauty of live video, that we're allowed to make mistakes. Well, they're going to happen anyway, so we've got to be allowed to do them. And that's the part of the power of it, is that people don't come looking for mistakes, but when there are mistakes, people say, I can do that too. And so we can make mistakes during the broadcast. And because it's live, you just carry on with the show. You just carry on with the show. And I say hello to Chuck, and sorry, Chuck saying sorry for so many hellos. I didn't see that it posted. There is sometimes a delay, Chuck, so no worries there. And I'm just blown away by today's show and the response. Right, and Bob is saying I'll be stripping video into audio once I officially launch in August. Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of this, that you can take a video show. The manual way of doing it would be to download the Facebook video onto your hard drive, use a program called, I'll just type the title in, then you got it. Use a program, sorry for the accent there. Use a program called Audacity. And that will allow you to take the sound part, the MP3 part, and you can then take that MP3 and you can upload it to Spreaker, or you can also upload it to any podcast site. And RJ's agreeing that's a great move. I mean, the thing is that when we're doing shows like this, and where the majority of the show is actually someone speaking, then it does lend itself to being a podcast, because the sound is good quality. It's got to be on a video, because otherwise people will just walk away. So sound is good quality. You're working to an agenda most of the time, so the actual content is going to be good. And because it's audio, people can listen. I mean, the thing is that if you are watching this video whilst driving your car, it would not be a good idea. In fact, in some countries, it would be illegal to be watching this video while you were driving your car. But if you're listening to a podcast, then that's acceptable. We've been listening to radio whilst we've been driving for years. So listening to a podcast is not a great difference to that. So actually splitting is an excellent move. And also, yeah, then posting on the website, brilliant. Yes, all good ideas, all good ideas. Right, I'm going to put it on for one last time. We have 14 minutes to go, and if somebody wants to join me on camera for the last 14 minutes or 10 minutes or so, then just type guest to join me on camera, and you're more than welcome to do so. Now, I was going to do some demonstrations, but I'm not going to do that now. So Audacity is the program you want, Barb. Right, okay. Where are we? What should I talk about now? Okay, the other thing I've been looking at this week, if you caught a couple of videos last week and this week, is what I would love to do is to play a pre-recorded video during a BLIFbot show. But I want to do it so that we can all do it. In other words, what I'm doing is trying to take the hassle out of it so that you could buy Vmix. It's not, in terms of cost, it's not a big investment. You could buy Vmix, and you can then use Vmix in your BLIFbot show and play a recorded video. Now, I'm not going to do it now because I'm the sole host on the show. So if I disappeared, then the show would come to a grinding halt and you'd all be wondering what's going to happen next. So I will set it up for a show later in the week and show you playing pre-recorded video during a BLIFbot. And I've got a meeting on Thursday with Tom. And it's a meeting of people who've been broadcasting live since way before BLIFbot. People who use, they broadcast events, they broadcast conferences, they broadcast a whole range of things. And what's starting to happen now is people like ourselves who broadcast on BLIFbot are starting to think, well, I just want to do a little bit more. Who do I talk to? Well, of course, you talk to the people who've been doing it for years. So I'm grateful for the fact that I'm going to be chatting to Tom on Thursday. I'll know a lot more then. One of the things about software, and especially about this industry, is actually we've got a host of people to learn from who are willing to teach us. All we need to do is ask. And I just asked Tom, can you spare me half an hour? And then we can just go through this. Now, Tom's interested in the live video hub, so that's what I'm going to talk about. And he's going to talk about actually playing a live recorded video on BeLive. So hopefully by putting our heads together, putting our heads together, we might come with a solution. And I will not have to go through a lot of pain because I'll be talking to the man who actually is a distributor for Vmix. Right, Rebecca's saying, what about green screen? How do you, and also playing music on the show, is that allowed? That's right, okay, taking those two questions. If you do get a Vmix, then you can go green screen, chroma key, and you just need experimenting with. There are several apps that you can go green screen with. Manycam is one of them. Vmix, OBS, all of those will do a green screen for you. And it's just a question of, they've all got trials, so it's a question of trying the three. So I suggest that V wants to try out. If you take a look at this one, which is Manycam, okay, that's the first port of call, because there is a free version of that. You can actually try it out and see if it works for you. Manycam is one, and I know there are others as well. I'll get together some notes on that. But Vmix will do it as well. And back to Rebecca's second question. So you need a piece of software, is what I'm saying, and that can be Vmix or Minicam. Or I was trying to think of the name there, Chuck. Yeah, thank you, brilliant. And SparkoCam, which is both PC and Mac, because I know someone who uses it, and Lynn is talking, says for the PC. Yeah, right. Okay, brilliant. And thank you for helping. This is a team effort. This is a team effort. I'm the front man, and we have a team. So I'm going to take that off the screen for a moment, Lynn. And the second question is playing music on the show. Is that allowed? Right. Okay. There is a situation that Facebook have got very sophisticated software, which even as you're playing live, checks for music in your video. And we do know people who have played music. I'm going to go two sides of the same coin here. And oh, right, brilliant. Now, Tran, just a minute. Right, Tran has joined us. Tran, nice to see you. And he's been playing music and it's working great for him. So I'm not sure how it works. I need a mic badly, says Bob, and Lynn is saying me too. Right, okay, so I'll come on to the question of mics in a moment. So you've got Minicam, green screen. You've got SparkoCam, green screen, and then you've got Vmix, which is green screen too. So you can take your pick of those. Right. Oh, right. Interesting. Lynn's saying she saw someone play music from YouTube Live. I have a friend, Carlos Romero, and he runs a page called CPN. It's the CPN network. I just put the term up if you want to check it out. My friend Carlos, who I've known since the Blab days, runs the CPN network, which is a Facebook page. And if you go to the CPN page, you'll find that he has a range of different artists who actually play music during their shows. And they've got a clause at the top of the post which says this music is for entertainment purposes only. I don't think he's ever had a show pulled. So, but it's one of these fear, uncertainty, and doubt things. I do know people who've been sort of put into Facebook. What do we say? They've been sin binned by Facebook, and that's not a nice feeling. But let's go with what Tran's saying. And Tran's saying, only today it lagged when I was about to use live using talk show mode. The video lagged, but when I use solo mode, it works again. I think, right, okay. I just want to go. Jail. Yeah, well, jail's the word I was skirting around, Bob. Thank you. A sin bin, I suppose. Jail, same thing. Tran is saying, only today it lagged when I was using live in talk show mode, but when you play the video on solo, it just works. Now, a word about that. When we did the show last Friday, which was the social media day show, you've got to remember that there was Ross the host, there was Jeff the producer, and there were 23 people trying to get into the lobby on Belive. So at times there were 4 people on the screen and 15 people in the lobby. Well, the lobby was full. And the problem with that is that the more you actually do, the more processor time it takes up, the more memory it takes up. And I noticed that my machine was lagging because of all the people in the lobby. So what happened was that Jeff said to everybody in the lobby, leave, please. If you've done your bit, then please go. So we all left the show at that point, which lowered the RAM that was required to actually run the show. And it's a similar thing that you're talking about here, Tran, because what happens is when you're on your own, you've got a different interface and a different load than when you're on talk show. And I think purely and simply it's processing power. Okay, and Rebecca is saying, thank you, most welcome, most welcome. Right, okay, well, we've covered quite a few things during the show. And it's been great to chat with you all and answer your questions. It's been brilliant that Erin joined us. And I really love live video. It is the best way to network and to meet people. If any of you want to be a guest on the shows Monday through Friday, then just turn up and just type guest in the comments and you can come in on camera. Right, okay. And I know there's something I missed. Okay. Microphones. Now, if you go to the purists, they will tell you you need a Blue Yeti or a, right, okay. My microphone, which I use, right, okay, I'll tell you the story because we've got a couple of minutes. Okay. I'll tell you the story, and welcome, Dan. Brilliant to see you. And I'm looking forward to doing another show again about chocolate. If you're looking for chocolate, speak to Dan. Okay. And if you're looking for healthy chocolate, make a connection with Dan, because Dan has his own chocolate factory. Think Willy Wonka, but healthy. Dan and his wife Paula own a chocolate factory in Wiltshire, in Wiltshire in England, and they sell some of the most healthy chocolate products you could ever wish to eat. Right, okay, back to the mic though before I finish the show. You can spend hundreds of dollars on a mic. You can get a Rode, you can get the value, you can get a Blue Yeti. On my situation is that I do Udemy courses, and the quality of the sound is so important when people are watching a Udemy course that Udemy say you've got to have perfect sound. You can have no reverberation, no echo. It just can't exist. And I was left with two choices. One was to get something like a Blue Yeti and spend $100 on the microphone, and then another $300 on soundproofing the room. Yep, because you don't want the reverberation, you don't want the echo. In the end, I spent $30 on a lapel microphone. Now, the lapel microphone is actually on my t-shirt at the moment, and it sort of soaks up all the noise around. It doesn't actually, it just works. So what I'm saying is that you can get yourself a decent microphone which will sound perfect on Belive for $30. Just look for, I'll type it in. Try out a lapel microphone, and for around about $30 you can get perfect audio on all your Belives. And I've got to say, the one I've got is the Sony, and the reason I've got the Sony is that Udemy recommended it as being a microphone to use. Right, catching up with the comments. As soon as I mentioned the word chocolate, I knew I love chocolate too. I just want, if you want to know more about about the chocolate that Dan does, then just do a search. Do a search on Google or on Facebook for a yummy scrummy, and you will find the most delicious chocolate you've ever tasted. And it's healthy too. And Dan's just posted a link. elementsforlife.co.uk is the webpage. Visit that and you can find out more about the products. Bob's giving a thumbs up, and I just typed in the name of the mic. It is Rebecca. It's the Lapel microphone, and mine is a Sony. Okay, so just search for the Lapel microphone on Amazon, put in the $30 to $40 range, and every microphone that you see will be good quality. Okay, well, incredibly. Now, at this point, I was going to say, this is the end of the show. Thank you very much for watching. Fantastic. Loved all the comments, loved all the interaction. I'll be back at the same time next week. It's coming up to the hour now, and you have a choice. You have a choice. Rebecca, Lynn, Barb, everybody who's watched today, you have a choice. If you want to go to another show, then you can either go and watch Jeff on the BLIFbot.tv page, or I'm going to go and watch Erin, and I'm going to catch the first half hour of Erin and then the last half hour of Jeff. So that's the way I'm doing it. Till next week, everybody have a fantastic week, and you're most welcome, Barb and Rebecca. Thank you, and Lindsay, and thank you to Dan as well. So we've been talking chocolate, we've been talking live video. This has been Stephen in sunny Wiltshire in England. Take care, everybody. See you again, same time next week, and goodbye for now. Bye.